Welcome to the mathcenter.com. In this video, we are going to look at an example in further mechanics. I took this question from the Specimen paper, 2020. Subject code is 9231, the CAIE, the Cambridge exams, paper 3, further mechanics. It's a question that involves free fall of an object under a resistive force. So before we look at the question itself, let me tell you a few things. I've got a full solution to this question. It will be posted together with the video as a link, so you will have the question and my full solution with you. So that's not an issue. So what I've done is I've summarized, or at least written some things about the question here which I can use as I talk about it. The second thing is, please give this video a like and share as much as you can. Follow me on Facebook and YouTube. Give me a like and let's go. Yeah, we have a particle P of mass m kilogram falls from rest under gravity. Yeah, so we have m. There is a resistive force of magnitude mkv squared. V is the speed, x is the distance it has fallen, and k is a positive constant. Okay, great. So we have got, let me use another pen. Okay, we have got the weight, which is mg. The resistive force is mkv squared. mkv squared. Again, v is the speed that p has attained, x is the distance through which it has fallen, and k is the positive constant. You asked to show some relationship between v and x. That's it, yeah? Okay, so I'll talk about the main points. I'm not going to go through the integration in detail. Okay, let's do that, yeah? What are we using here? We're using Newton's laws, yeah? F equals to ma. So the resultant force here will be mg minus mkv squared, and that will be equals to ma, m times a. If you have forgotten it, is dv dt, but it's b dv dx. Yeah? So let me write it here. Remember, a is dv dt. This one we can write it as, okay, we can write it as dv dx times dx dt. Remember this? So I can write it, this is v anyway, so it's v dv dx. So no big deal. Okay, so I can get to the m. Okay, so I can write g minus kv squared equals to v dv dx. Okay, I just taken the m out here, divided throughout by m, g minus kv squared. So now I can write, basically going to end up solving a differential equation. So I have, let me write it, v dv over g minus kv squared equals to dx. Okay, I just brought the dx up here to the left and brought this g minus kv squared to the right. Now when you see a dv and a dx, you know what to do. We have to integrate. Yeah. So the right hand side, pretty easy to do, so no need to worry. This one also you know how to do, okay, because a formula must jump out at you. Yeah. So if I differentiate the bottom, I'm going to get minus 2kv, but I only have v here, so I can write, I don't like to write a minus at the bottom, I will write here, but never mind, yeah, since we are doing this here. So I'll write minus 2kv dv over g minus kv squared equals to the integral of dx. Let me just check. I have, all looks good, yeah? So what's going to happen is, let's bring it up here. We have minus 1 over 2k. As you can tell, let me just rewrite the question here. Yeah? Minus 2kv over g minus kv squared dv equals to dx. Okay? So let me just see that I've copied everything down correctly. Yeah, everything is copied down correctly. So now I think you know how to handle this. Okay? This is minus 1 over 2k ln g minus kv squared. Okay, that will be equals to x plus c. So we're done with the integration. Just remember that when you're dropping from rest, yeah, you drop the object from rest. So when x is 0, b is 0, you can find c. Okay? When x is 0, b is 0, you can find c, and you can actually look at it. This is 0, so c will be minus 1 over 2k ln g. Yeah? And from there, you will clean up the logs. Okay? Clean up the logs, and you'll get your answer. Okay, so my point was to tell you about the mechanics part. The pure maths part, I think you can handle it yourself. Okay, this is simple integration. F prime x over fx is ln f fx. That's it, yeah. And then there's a c there. Don't forget, when x is 0, b is 0, then you can find a value for c, and then clean up the logs, and you'll get the answer that they have given. They ask you to show that v squared. Let me just erase this now. Okay. They ask you to show that v squared. You need to do a little bit of work, yeah. It doesn't just jump out at you like that. After you've done that, you need to clean up the algebra, and you'll get. I'm just trying to save some time here. Okay, 1 minus e to the minus 2k x. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, easy to get. Then they tell you that in the second part of the problem, they tell you that k. Okay, they give me k is 0.01. Yeah, and they tell me that as x gets large. As x gets large, you read the question on your own, yeah? As x gets large, the speed of p approaches capital V, yeah? So I'm going to write here, as x gets large, okay, v approaches capital V, okay? The speed of v approaches v, they ask you to find v, okay? What happens here, yeah? You can see from this equation, yeah? When your x gets large, okay, when x gets large, this thing tends to 0. This thing tends to 0. So therefore, v squared here will be equals to g over k. Well, I wrote equal to. Actually, it's tends to. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah? You can write it if you like. Tends to g over k. Okay, this tends to 0. So we have 1 minus 0. That's it. You know g is 10. You know k is some value 0.01. You will get your v squared equals to 1000. And then you can find v. Remember, they want v, so just give it to them. Take the square root of 1000. Okay? And then they ask you to find x when the speed of, okay? The last part, they ask you to find x, okay, when the speed is half v. Remember, v is the square root of 1000. So half v will be, okay, half of v. So they gave you the value of v in this equation here, and you know the value of k, you know the value of g, okay? You can easily solve for x, one equation. So the last two parts of the problem are not hard to do, they're very easy to do. Just use your calculator carefully and you get your answers. Okay, as you go through the question, just remember that after you set up your integral, do the simplification carefully and you'll get the answer and we are done. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please follow me on Facebook and YouTube for details of the courses that we offer in the math, on further maths and mechanics, statistics and all that. Please visit my website, themathscenter.com. Give this video a like, share as much as you can. Good luck on your exam. Thank you for watching.